These are a series of short stories that were submitted by subscribers and viewers. Some of them were found online and on Reddit. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy. My girlfriend and I have dated over 5 years. She moved in with me after 2 years of dating. I lived in a relatively small apartment complex. Our rooms is across from the study room. That's where she does her homework and assignments. She's a late night sleeper and night owl, always doing her assignments at night when I go to sleep. It's the typing on the keyboard that puts me to sleep every night. She's passed away a year ago. I broke into someone's house before. I did it out of sheer boredom. When I got to the living room, all I could hear was help. I picked up a hitchhiker once and drove them to the address they told me. When I rang the doorbell, I was shocked to see them open the door for me. I looked back at my car only to see nobody was there. It was confusing explaining to them why I rang on their doorbell and how I knew them. Back when I was working in one of the twin towers, I always bumped into this homeless person yelling and screaming, "Watch out for the planes." I was fortunate enough to have quit my job just 9 months before 9/11. Once while waiting for the train at night, I saw someone jump on the tracks right before the train came. I didn't know why they did it, but ever since I saw that, I always seen an apparition of him whenever I wait for the train at the station. I used to work at a warehouse in a sketchy neighborhood. It helped me pay the bills, so I never minded the environment or neighbor. I remember explicitly one day, while working there, everyone smelled a rotten smell and heard muffled noises coming from the basement. The next day they were all gone, and nobody knew what it was. My grandpa always told me stories about when he was young and how he saw ghosts and spoke to them. I didn't know he was dead until my mom barged into my room and asked me who I was talking to. I was staring at a wall on my bed. I remember dying from a liver failure, yet I'm still alive. I thought maybe that's how I died in my past life, until recently I got checked out by my doctor only for him to tell me that something is wrong with my liver and I needed to do more tests. I remember waking up to Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud back in 1981, when Led Zeppelin and Aerosmith was a jam. I never knew what song that was until a couple years back when it got released and I instantly recognized it. I woke up from a nightmare that my pet pit bull was lost in the woods and was being chased by some creature in the middle of the night. I could feel that he was lost and scared and needed my help, but I couldn't do anything. It was only when I got up the next day that my dad had told me that we lost our pit bull during the night. We never found him. Last thing I remembered was me falling down a cliff while hiking. I then had a nightmare of me being eaten by bugs only to wake up in a morgue. I guess I must have died and came back to life. I had a child with my newlywed wife. I had to be put in a mental institution because apparently I never had a son because my girlfriend died in a car accident months before our wedding. I remember waking up in the night to go to use the washroom. When I went in, I could hear breathing. I never turned on the lights and went downstairs to call the cops. Turns out, he's been living with me since I moved in, and he was in my attic, which I didn't even know I had. When I was young, my mom would record me and my younger sister singing in the living room. When she replayed it, she saw her deceased mom and my grandma in the background. She passed away a year before my younger sister's birth. I picked up some kind of rock, or so I thought, out in the junkyard. Strange things started happening in my house and I threw that thing away. Ever since, all the strange and paranormal shit stopped. I don't want to give away the location for safety precautions. I used to live with my roommate in college. She had poor health, and after half a year she passed away. She was strong-spirited and hard-working. Strangely, I still sense her around sometimes. I get the smell of her hair once in a while. I remember crying for her one day, only to feel someone rubbing my back. I walk around at night. I remember this one time hearing some unearthly noise coming from behind me. I look back only to see two glowing green eyes. I never ran as fast as I did that day.